I'm just gonna wait a little bit. Make sure my sewing machine's ready. I was already playing around. These are just like making sure that my stitches look nice, that there's no lifts on the back. So I'm gonna try my best to prop it up. Let's see if I can prop it. Hey Adrian, how you doing? I'm just trying to make sure that I can prop this so that it looks somewhat better. I may have to rotate my screen. This is the fabric I'm gonna work out of today. It looks nice, I like it. I picked out 2 simple ribbons. I'm just gonna do 2 ribbons. I'm not gonna go too fancy or do too much. I love the material too. I just went to Len Mills. I randomly found it and I was like, yep, that's the one. That's what I'm getting. So I'm just gonna prop it out of here. I know, me too. Soon, don't worry, soon we'll have classes up and running again. So I'm just gonna stick this in this tripod really quick and then we'll get going. I'm gonna prop it so that you guys can see what I'm doing. I might have to call a staff in here and get him to hold it down for me. Let's see how good I can prop it up for now. Thanks, I love the fabric too. It's different, right? It's something that I usually don't go after. Usually I'm always going after like floral prints or something basic like that. Okay, give me 1 second. Yeah. Here, you don't even need the tripod. I brought in a trusty staff here that can hold the camera while I do my thing. Okay. Okay, over here. So we're gonna start down here. Right here, I just have regular heat and bond. I like using this nice and fast and easy instead of pinning the ribbon down. I already did the one side, so we're just gonna do the other side and then start sewing. All right, you won't have to hold it too long, okay? So I'm laying it down, making sure that your print is up. You always want to start with your ribbons. Just gonna quick iron this down really quick. And I kind of just laid it on there. Like, you want to make sure that you match up your ends as much as you can. So then I take this. Usually I have scissors somewhere. Don't know where they went. Oh, I see them. So I just measure this. I go, you don't want to go too far off just because the glue, right? So I go right here to here, And then I just rip it. And I'll do the same one for this one. Here to here. Oh, that one already has a rip. It'll do. So then I just match them up right beside the ribbon. And I'm just ironing this down. So this is like the first step to like heat and bond. There's different styles of heat and bond. I know they have bigger sheets of heat and bond, which you use for like applique designs. I just like this. I find it really simple for ribbon, especially when you're doing classes and not everybody knows how to pin down and sew. Sometimes we have some that forget that the pins are in and then they may break the machine. So this is just really fast and simple. That's all we're doing. I feel like that one girl that does that cooking show with ramen noodles. Have you seen that yet? Okay. So it's pretty down there. You kind of just feel it. And then I just pick the ends off. I don't know if you guys can see it on the camera, but it's shiny. You do see like the glue that's left on it. And that's what you want to make sure that you're placing your ribbon down on. You always want to make sure that you're placing your ribbon right side up, not upside down. I've done it a couple times. So I'm just matching and pressing. Same with this one. Match it up. Make sure that it's covering that glue. See? And then that's done. Ribbon is on there completely. Don't have to worry about it coming off. Then we just get to sewing. Okay. Are you ready for this? So I already did, I put my thread in here. I have my bobbins already pre-done with the colors that I'm using. They're not really close. Like, as you can tell, this thread does not go with this blue, but it's what I had. So we're gonna use it. Want to get on this side? So then you can see this part. So sewing machine's ready, up and ready to run. I don't know if you guys, like, if it's your first time using a sewing machine, it's a whole different thing. They have the numbers to show you and guide you where the thread will go, and the purple is obviously for the bobbin and how to thread the bobbin. If you guys need help on learning how to use a sewing machine, that'll probably be a whole different video, because there's a lot of different tweaking and just different sewing machines out there. Yeah, so it's just I don't own no rights to this music. I should say that from the get-go. It's just flute music on YouTube. Something for the background. Okay, so let's get going. I already have it programmed, so we're doing the third stitch right here. And I have it already propped, like I said, with this right here. And these are like the different stitches. So this is a 3 space, and then this is a 2.5, and this is a 2. You can tell by how small. Yeah. You always want to make sure that when you use your fabric, that you're using a piece of the fabric that you're sewing, just so that you know for sure. No hiccups on the bottom, no hiccups on the top, the bobbin's in there properly. Okay, let's get sewing. Make sure my pedals are take my shoes off so I can vroom vroom good. All right. So whenever you start, this is my back stitch. On every sewing machine, it's in different places. Some have a button, some have a pulley. I guess it just depends. So you always want to make sure when you start, you back stitch. When you finish, you back stitch. And I'm just going to feed this all the way through, making sure that I'm on both sides. I want to make sure that I'm hitting that ribbon and the fabric at the same time. So whenever you're doing ribbon, you always want to make sure that you have somewhat the same color of the ribbon, especially if you're using multiple colors. Like say you wanted to do a ribbon skirt with the rainbow on it, or just different colors, then you want to make sure that you're changing your bobbin and your thread. That's all for you. The credit's for you, Jay. And this is where the cutter is for this. So one side down. And there is so many different styles of sewing and using a machine. I know a lot of people that will actually have their second panel and they run it completely. So once they get down to here, they shove their second panel right in so that you're not wasting thread. Me, and I just cut it where it goes. Okay, you ready? Fast and easy. You can, if you actually look closely, it's not perfect. It's not fully straight, but the only thing that you always want to make sure is that your outside ribbon is fully covered. Oops, I think we did pretty good for it to be really fast. Okay, I need the other panel. So same thing. Same exact thing. We're doing the purple. And if you guys are wondering why it's such a short panel, this is actually kind of a summer ribbon skirt. It's not a long ribbon skirt. This doesn't go down to my ankles. This goes down to, I think, my knee level, I'm pretty sure it is. That's why it's such a small panel. And less ribbon long wise. So I think I maybe only used 2 yards, 2.5 yards, not even, I'd say. I think we have an bobbin already, yeah. See? So you guys will get to watch and see how I thread this bobbin. So I directly just pull the thread from the back. I'm not gonna sit here and pull it out of each section. So it just comes through here, this top bar right here, and it goes around this, okay? And then when you put it on your actual bobbin piece, you wanna make sure that it goes through the top of it. Let me slide it on here, push it over, I pull this, and just go. That'll probably be good enough. So I didn't cut it. You see how I just fed that through? I'm just feeding it back through just to make it simple. And then I take this, unwind it a little bit, cut it right here. This goes in here. This thread goes through here, feeds it down through there, just like that. I don't know if I'm gonna get that. Okay, don't give me a hard time. Nice. So this just goes in here like that, and then you just pull your needle down. I have like a pick or something. There we go. Test it out really quick, just to make sure it's all in there good. Cool. Okay, so purple is done. Okay. So I'm gonna do the ribbon in blue, and then I'm also gonna just sew the whole skirt up in blue, just to make it simple. It kind of has a lot of blue on it anyway, so it should blend in good. Are you having fun, Jack?
Loads.
There goes my thread. Every sewing machine's different. Every one you play with, the more you get used to it. Mine at home is completely different from this one. My bobbin is actually on the top of it, and it only takes, oh, I just pulled it back out. It only takes clear style bobbin. Okay. That's enough. I hope so. We'll see. Think you could sew some skirt up now? No?
No.
You sure?
Positive.
So I don't even know how much this sewing machine was, but Singers, they range from 200 to 600. It depends on, you see this panel right here that has all these different style designs. A lot of them are really unnecessary, I guess you can say, but there's tons and tons of different sewing machines out there. The one I have at home is just a normal sewing machine, just does the same old things. So I'm flying through this fast. If you look closely, the ribbon is right directly in between here. So that's my guideline, just making sure that it's staying right in between that so that I know for surely the thread is hitting each side. So I like to always make sure that when I'm showing this and showcasing this, that many different nations and different tribes and just different areas, they kind of have their own style ribbon skirts, in certain ways, certain forms. Colors that are on your ribbon skirt mean certain things, or however many ribbons you may have on your ribbon skirt justify like growth within you. Like there's so many different different styles. And I know for us, like Haudenosaunee people, we had more of not a ribbon skirt, but we did wear skirts. We had actual beadwork on the bottom trim of our skirt, and those would have depending on where you're from, right? So we have like the hills or the mountains or the lands, right? So you would see that, or wherever you were from. So like I know a lot of women that put tobacco, they lay tobacco down, they still bead that style, or they have like the triangles so that you know where they're from. So just there's tons and tons of different forms out here. So that part's done. I'm not using any pins. You can use pins if you want. I made sure that my measurement's pretty on. If it comes out crooked, then it comes out crooked. Makes it unique. So making sure that our fabric is placed. You don't know how many times I've sewn a ribbon skirt and forgot to turn over my bottom. So we fully finish it and it's fully sewn, and that's how it comes out. So you want to make sure that you have them placed properly. So I'm just kind of evening up this white trim right here. That's what I'll go off of. So plain and simple with a skirt, all we do is we're sewing up our sides. Sew up this side, then we're going to do our bottom hem, which I'm just going to do one single fold for the bottom hem, and then we're going to do our top, which we do a double fold for our elastic band. I have a pretty thick. Is my phone going to die? No? Okay, cool, good. Sorry, I'm cutting into your lunchtime.
Have to be your treat now.
My bad. Okay. So, before you start sewing, make sure you change your style. So I'm going to put it on a 0. We're gonna do this really isn't necessary. I think we'll do 2.5. I should probably test this before I just sew it. So last year what I did is for midwinter ceremony, I actually I tried to tackle making a skirt for each day, and I only succeeded in making, I think, 5 ribbon skirts, I think it was. And then I just kind of switched out for the remainder of the days. But still, it was something that I kind of was like, you know what I do is I always make ribbon skirts and I wear them one time and then somebody's like, wow, that's so beautiful, you know, and then I'm like, here, you can have it. I just gift it automatically. So I've made tons of ribbon skirts and I probably only have about 2 in my closet. So I'm actually gonna take this over here. So this is kind of just my guideline. I'm just gonna make sure that the fabric stays at the end of that petal. It's not gonna be perfect. You really want to make sure that the only part is this right here. You want to make sure your ribbons are completely matched up. And then just get to sewing. I am by any means no pro. I just like to sew. You always want to make sure that you're taking your ends and just relining them up. Same thing, matching our corners up. I bet. Okay. Just matching, rematching it back up. So I'm not going to worry about doing the ribbon. What I usually do is I'll cut it down. I have shear scissors. I'll probably use those, and then I'll just take a lighter to it and burn it down, and then I'll take all my thread off. I'm not going to worry about that too much right now because that's pretty time consuming. So we're just going to get right into it. So I'm just going to do my bottom fold. Like how I said in this is just fast and simple. People usually iron, so they'll fold it and then they'll iron it and then they'll sew it, or they'll fold it, iron, pin it, fold it, pin it. We're just going to fold it over like this and kind of eyeball it as best as we can, and we're going to sew it. So I kind of just take it like this. This is just the bottom of it, right? Making sure that it's somewhat even, at least my sides. Okay. So when I do this, I take this off right here so that it can slide all the way around. I'll probably start over here. So when we're doing our bottom hem, we want to make sure that we're nice and close to the bottom of the fabric. We want a nice small hem. So I kind of just hold this. Go. Make sure that it's all the way around here. Okay, so the bottom is done. So now to do the top trim. Same thing. I'm just eyeballing it. So we're going to take it like this. I'm going to see how much I'm going to need. So I just picked, actually, I have a random ribbon bag, so I just find random ribbon around, and that's what I use today. So this is my elastic band. Some people like small elastic. There's a thicker band. I know I've heard that it's nice and snug. You just want to make sure that when you're sewing this up that you sew it properly and that you don't have a turn in there, because then it just doesn't look as nice. Okay, so turning back inside out, and then we're going to do our double fold, sew it up, and then I'll feed the elastic in. That's pretty much it, and it's done. Almost there. So, same thing. I'm going to fold one time. So whenever you're doing your fold, you obviously want to make sure that your elastic band can fit inside. If it can't, then you're going to have some curling at the top and the bottom. So that's one fold. Actually, I might only do one fold on this just because of how short it is. Because if I do, so this is what it'll come out to be, which I'll probably only do one fold, because if I was to do two folds, it would be like this. I guess it didn't really make too much of a difference. Should I do a double fold then?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. looks a good fold. I'll this elastic get in here. Whew. Look at that. Perfect. Hopefully, we'll see. Hit or miss. I'm not doing no measurements, guys. I really ain't. I'm just eyeballing. So when we do our top, we want to make sure that we're coming down this way. We don't want to sew at the top part here because this is where your elastic band is going to go inside of. So we're going to start, I like to start kind of in the middle. You'll see that I didn't start directly on the end just because I need to make sure that I'm not connecting. If I was to start on the end, I just sew so fast that I just completely sew all the way around, not realizing that you need to make sure that you leave an opening. So I'm gonna, let me just drop this petal really quick. I'm gonna leave an opening back here, probably about this much, so that I can feed that elastic through. So when I come around here, I'm just gonna back stitch this really quick, take it off, and then I'll feed the elastic through. Okay, let's do this. Yeah. So like I said, we're going to make sure we leave this opening here. That's pretty good. Cool. I already have a pin in here. Nice. So you're going to need a safety pin to feed your elastic through. Okay, I have a nice big one, just it's a lot easier. I do a little fold right here just so that it doesn't break or anything like that. I don't lose it in there. Like I said, I'll cut all my thread off after when I'm done. So I'm just going to feed it through. I'm just, simple as that. Pushing the safety pin up and just working my way all the way around. Making sure that your thread, that your elastic band does not get twisted up. Any questions? Are we good? Oh, hi, Kathy. Yeah, but so I've heard from a lot of sewers that you kind of want to go to an actual sewing machine shop and get your sewing machine there. They have good warranties on some of the machines. But if it's just something that you just want to be able to play around with and get a feel of it, then I'm always the person to say it's not bad to spend 100 and something on a Walmart machine. I know a lot of people are like, don't do it, right? But if you just want to test it and you're not trying to be like a pro sewer at the beginning, it's always good to just have a sewing machine like that just laying around, because it does do the simple jobs. It just depends on what you do, right? So I know, like, if you're quilting, you want to have a good quilting sewing machine that can succeed in that. If you're keen on applique and you love doing applique designs, you want to make sure that you have a nice pedal and that you have like just different styles, right? Like just different stitching when it comes to outlining your applique. We're almost there. So I'm not going to sew the elastic banding up just because I have to try it on and measure it, but I'm just going to safety pin it together, and then I'll turn it inside out for you guys to be able to see what it looks like. One second. There we go. So I'm just moving the elastic around to make it bigger. Just gonna pin it. I'll turn it inside out. So that's it, finished. So just to fully finish this off, I'll measure it and see how much elastic I need to take off, or if I need more. And then all you do is simply, when you're done, you just take this, right? So say this was cut. We're gonna run it through the machine. We're gonna go forward. Once you hit this end right here, you're gonna back stitch. You're gonna back stitch all the way, go forward, back stitch. So you're just repeating that line just to make sure that it's good. I don't know if this will fit me. We're just gonna see anyways. I'll just get an extra and then I can cut it. Okay, cool, good. So just to finish it off, sew that up, and then same with this little part, that's the gap that's open that you fed it through. I couldn't show it to you with the safety pin because it'll block it, but it fits nice when the safety pin's not in there. You're just gonna hold it down like this, back stitch at your end, go all the way down, connect it to this line, do a quick back stitch, then it's fully complete. Some people, just a quick thing down here for your bottom, you can iron it down. I actually, I'll take shear cutters and I'll just cut these. I'll cut this all the way around just so that it don't fray, but I just don't like that piece hanging because sometimes it does kick out. But yeah, that's it. This is the ribbon skirt. Nice, simple, fast, and easy. Didn't have to do too much work. But yeah, that's it. Y'all for watching.